Hi. I think I'll talk about my sister Barb today. She's been very um, aging, should I say. She's lost her memory quite a bit, and it's getting worse. So I don't know. Doesn't really do if it's going to be doing any good for very long to talk to her even on the phone because she's losing it even more now. So anyway, her and I were the best of friends. She had gone off to live with her aunt and uncle when she was in about fourth grade, something like that, and um, she really missed us. She really didn't want to go. So when she got back in about 11th grade, um, her and I roomed together in the same room because Janie wanted her own room. So she got her little room by herself, all in pink with Swiss dots. Everything was Swiss dots and pink. So anyway, Barb and I played the guitar together. We learned how to play. We got a book, and she got a $5 flat top, and we were up in the bedroom just practicing like crazy, trying to get the beat and all that kind of stuff. But we had a great time, and we played all the time. And we sang for Mom. She always say, "Come and do the dishes, girl, so we can hear you sing." So we would harmonize to mostly country western stuff. Like our favorite was "Detour, there's a muddy road ahead, detour." And Mother used to just love it. She thought that was really great. And we sounded pretty good. In those days there weren't that much for music around the house. You didn't have I think we had a record player, but all we had was classical music, and which we loved, by the way. And we had just the radio, but there wasn't that much going on in the radio all day long. So anyway, we got along really good. She went out to Yellowstone after she graduated and worked at Old Faithful. And then the next year, I went out there because her roommate Patty was out there in Canyon, and she called me or wrote a letter to Mom and said, "Hey, there's places out here for girls they need to have come out and work." So Mom made me go. I was so PO'd. I mean, I was afraid to go, actually, to tell you the truth. So she got me the luggage and put me on a train, and all alone, I was petrified, and went all the way west. And then I had to ride in this truck across the Beartooth Pass in the park to get to where I was going. And to my, I think they closed it because it was so bad. I mean, there's a straight cliff down the side on the right side where I was sitting. And I was, I was so scared. I didn't have time to be scared of the guy, you know. So I was so scared of that. I mean, it was just petrifying. And and then I got there finally after all the changes and stuff, and then they put us on buses to take our stuff and deliver us to where we were going. And my bus with my luggage on went right past. Didn't stop. So I called Barbara and I says, "Okay, Bobby, if my bus comes by your place," he says, "you stop it and get my luggage and my guitar." So she was laughing so hard, I thought she would die. And anyway, I finally got all my stuff, but her and I together, we just had a blast, and we lived within a block of each other at Winchell Cottages when we went to school. So her and I got to know each other really well, and I followed in her footsteps or tried to, and but I never did graduate from college. I just got 3 years, two summer sessions, and a half a quarter in. That was it. So, and I hated sociology. I think if I had taken something else, I might have been okay, but sociology, And anyway, she graduated. She got enough for a PhD, but she never wrote her thesis. But she put in a lot of time at school. And so her and I were best buds, I could say. And I really, really, really counted on her a lot after I graduated. and away from mom. I really counted on her friendship with me to kind of take care of me and take care of things. So that was those were good years. And we had the 36 Plymouth going for a while there. That one year, I think it probably was about 57, that 56 or 57, that we got the 36 Plymouth going again from out and it sat out in the parking lot in the sun for how many years, I don't know. And it was all, the windshield was all heat ruined. It was that isinglass, and it turned all rainbow colors and all that kind of stuff. But they got it started, and we used to use that to take our stuff into Minneapolis from Mound. And we piled all our clothes in there, and we'd take somebody on at the stop signs, and even if they had a Ferrari or something like that, we were going to take them on in the old 36. And it had the 4 on the floor thing, and I don't know if you ever drove a hard a stick with 4 on the floor. I mean, the old ones, they just, the H was the settings for all the gears, and you reached all the way over and back and down and forth. And if somebody was sitting in the middle, they have to get their knees out of the way. I mean, you just couldn't even shift it. It was so bad. But we had that thing going up. We'd get to 50 miles an hour or something, and it just started shimmying so bad you couldn't even talk. It was shimmying so bad. So anyway, we thought we better not do that anymore because it was gonna fall apart if we went that fast anymore. But we used to have fun with that. And so that was my good years with Barb. We had a really nice time. Then when she graduated, she moved to Chicago. I think she lived there for 10 years, and then she moved to New York. And so she was gone pretty much out of my life after that. We didn't, when you're growing up, and I had kids, and she was she was working, so you just don't call as often then, when you're separated like that. So we kind of got away from each other for a long time. But then, after a while, we both, when you get older, you just don't have as much to do. So you got the time, and you put in some extra time to make calls and talk to each other. And so we used to have some fun talks and some fun talk, interesting things to talk about. And but towards the end, we just all had to talk about the old days. But she started, just the last time I talked to her, she forgot one of the most important things that she always remembered that I did. I cut her arm with a razor. I'll tell you about that. I don't know if I should, but it was pretty bad. We had tricycles one tricycle when we were little for the 3 of us girls. And I had the tricycle, and I was going down the hill, and I was halfway down there, and Barb came along, and she decided, since she was bigger, she could just take it away from me. So she did, and I got sick of her being so bigger than me and stronger than me and taking things away if she wanted to. So I saw this razor blade sitting in the gutter, and I picked it up. It was a rusty old thing, too. Just perfect. And I sliced her on the arm. Well, geez. I mean, she's really got a good slice mark showing even now from that. And so she went screaming home. John came and got me and took me back to the house. I don't know if he spanked me or not. I don't remember. But he put me in my room and told me that I was going to stay there the rest of the day with no food. Well, to tell you, talk about misery, it wasn't my fault, They always blame me for everything. Oh my God, I almost killed her, So you're up there feeling sorry for yourself, and that wasn't pretty. Anyway, she had I don't know what, she must have gone to the doctor and gotten stitches and everything, but she'd probably had to have a tetanus shot too, because that was pretty bad. But she didn't. Last time I talked to her, she did not remember that incident, and she's never not remembered that before. So that means she's sliding even further, and that that's really makes me feel bad. So I think we'll leave it at that for right now, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye.